Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we have gathered here again today, and it's movie night, and in particular, Marvel night. Yes, because we're going to talk about one of Marvel's newest films, which is Black Panther. And we're going to kick straight off with Jake's review of Black Panther. Go ahead, Jake. What did you make of this film? Did you enjoy it?
I quite enjoyed this film,
tell us all about it.
He loved it.
Scene by scene, off you go.
I shall tell you all about this.
He loved the musical numbers. He loved everything.
I have up behind it. No, I actually really enjoyed this film. I like the beginning and how it put everything together with the visuals. One thing I will say about this film is it's visually stunning. Great landscapes, great action scenes. Especially when Black Panther's like trying to chase the car and ends up flipping over it, and he jumps on the building, he jumps off, and it's a really good acting as well. I like the bloke who plays Black Panther, the one who plays his mum, the lady who plays Michonne's in it, and I thought she did a really good job on that. And that's all I'm going to say about Black Panther.
Do you want to say any more? And anything else towards the middle of the film? Say or
I like how they introduced the villain. I'll say that as well.
I thought that was a very good review, Jake, considering you haven't watched it. Let's go to another person who hasn't watched it. Let's go to Brian.
Old Brian.
Brian. After Brian, he's just sitting there. He's just completely zoned out. Look at him.
He looks like Peter Sellers as the American president in Dr. Strangelove.
What's up?
Yeah, Brian, go on.
Hello, Dimitri.
No, Black Panther, from what I got. No, but I really like. I really love
what you're talking about, dear Brian.
But I really love this film. I mean, from what I when we first see Black Panther, it's in Civil War, and I didn't really know what to expect when he appeared in Civil Wars because I didn't really know much about him. But when I saw this, you get to learn much. To me, I got to learn much more about him and get to learn.
Well, it is a film about him, so you would expect that you would find out more about him.
Well, what I mean is, Alan, though I never read the comics, and the only other version of Black Panther other than Civil War is within the animated Avenger movies. And especially the second one, because I think that's the only one that he was in. But I didn't really know much about him, so I was really looking forward to seeing this in theaters and watching it twice. So it's a good film. It's actually, more than good. It was just an amazing film. Because I love all the actors. The plot line of story is just probably one of the best within Marvel, within the Marvel movie. The actors, pretty much I know, like from other stuff, like Black Panther's mother is from American Horror Story, and I also know him from the TV series 911, and Michonne from The Walking Dead is in it. Michael B. Jordan as the fucking bad guy, and I just sorry about that.
Watch your mouth out, sunshine.
Sorry, I just realized that I got really excited about Michael B. Jordan being the bad guy. Sorry. But the movie, I just love it. It's just one of the best. Because I think this takes place like maybe a couple months after Civil War. Because they have in the very beginning on the news, they showed that someone in the death of the first king leader within Wakanda. So, and then later in the film, they show like a flashback scene. So I think it's like maybe a couple months or maybe right after Civil War. I forgot which one, but the acting, the story, everything within this film is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's probably one of the best Marvel movies and stories that they've ever had within a Marvel superhero. So I absolutely I absolutely enjoy it. So
Oh, sorry, is he finished? Let's go to Lee. Everybody wake back up. I think he did an Alex.
Right. You see, I wasn't a very avid reader of the Black Panther comics. I read a few of them, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I wanted to watch this to see all the everybody was going mad about this film. They were saying how awesome it was. All this hype was going about the Black Panther movie. I sat and watched it the other day. I looked at what everybody was raving about. To be honest, it's just another Marvel superhero movie, run of the mill. There's nothing out of the ordinary in it. It's enjoyable. The action scenes are brilliant. I just don't understand all the hype. I know people have been saying it's the best Marvel movie ever. I don't see it myself. The best thing in it is Andy Serkis as Claw. And it's just a shame he's only in it for just under an hour and then he's gone. He should have been in it all the way through for me. It's visually it's brilliant to look at. As I say, the action scenes are brilliant. The acting's okay, but for me, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just another, here's another Marvel movie. That's on the treadmill. Here comes another one. It's just one of those. Just throwing them out every so often now. It's nothing out there. It's not extraordinary. It's not the best, but it's enjoyable. Over to you, Ali.
And let's go over to Alex and Susan, who, when they stop messaging each other.
Uh-huh. But they're messages of love.
All right. We were just, gathering our thoughts. Anyway, the reality of the situation is that Chadwick Boseman is a great Marvel choice for lead actor, and he carries it really well. And I'm from Bozeman, Montana, but not Chadwick Boseman. But anyway, that's pretty cool.
But she'd like to be. Yeah,
shout out to Bozeman, Montana, which is like amazing. Anyway, the other thing that is, I agree about Andy Serkis being a really, really cool character in this. And then it becomes the Black Panther's brother, and his attacks on the Black Panther. And it was really an incredible, because it first of all was like a real bad guy, like a real comic book bad guy, and then it got all this emotional stuff in with the family and the stuff. I don't agree that it's Marvel's first black superhero, because what is Blade? What are all these other black superheroes that have come before in Marvel movies? But it is great that almost the whole cast is African or African American or island or black from other places. It's really cool that way. And the other thing that is really, really awesome about it is the setting. I like the fact that they have someplace in Africa that is so powerful, that is so got this amazing resource, and it really has fueled the rest of the world and the rest of the meta people. The not meta humans. What do they call them in Marvel? They call them mutants. The rest of the mutants have received their power from this stuff called vibranium, and whatever that is, it makes it really interesting. and there's outer space stuff in it, and it, you know, so all told, it's a groovy movie, man.
Yeah, it may be one of the first Marvel movies with a mostly black cast, and that's fine because you have a lot of good acting here. Yeah, it is a good movie. I don't know if it deserves to make $1 billion plus, but it's still a very good movie.
94%
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and you know, they need a little variety as well. I love the sequence where he's riding on top of the car. That's just a great sequence. And there's other sequences in here that are good. You know, I mean, why not change it up a little bit? Why not have another hero that you haven't seen 1 billion times in all the other movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you had Forrest Whitaker, you had
Oh yeah.
the younger guy as the villain who's been in a lot of TV shows. Yeah, I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but it's a good movie, and it's a change of pace, and it's a change of scenery, and it's a change of cast, and that's good. And you don't always have to have Captain America, Iron Man, or Spider-Man in every single movie.
True.
So you know, in that sense, I give it a very high review.
Yeah, just wait till.
Hey, don't give your score yet.
I know. I just said it. I'm not saying I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Was there some things wrong with the movie? Yeah. I mean, I thought that the characters that aren't African American were a little over the top, but I mean, it's a superhero movie, so you have to have a little bit of disbelief, and you have to have a little bit of over the top. But yeah, it has a very good cast. So it's nice to have a change of pace and not have the same superheroes 5 billion times.
True.
Flipping heck, that was pretty short for Alex. Let's go to Stephen.
Well, I thought when I heard of the Black Panther, they were doing a movie, I thought it was a remake of the post office robberies, which they brought out in, I think it was 1980, but I was wrong. It's a Marvel movie. Well, I watched it. Visuals were good. I agree with Lee. Don't know what all the hype was about. People just go crazy. Like Crocodile Dundee, that was just pathetic and unfunny. You know, people saying how good that was. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to watch it again because it was on a cam. I watched it when it first came out online.
Yep, is that it?
Yep.
Let's go to Beefhead.
Black Panther is a sort of milestone with regards to where you put the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it's the idea of representation and everything like that. So it's a huge block, so to speak. Yeah, like Sue says, it's not the first time you've had that. You have had Blade and everything like that, but in the modern iteration of what you have now, it is massively huge and massively significant in the idea that this is leading from the forefront. It's unashamedly, it's not apologetic, embraces what it is, and it does it extremely well. The cast is amazing, to be honest with you. You know, it is not just, you know, Chadwick Boseman, but it's, you know, Winston Duke, who I've got to say for me is one of the standout ones as Mbuku, as the leader of the tribe from the mountains. He's probably the best comic relief in this, and is really strong and really funny, and is the standout star for this. Yeah, you've got Angela Bassett, you've got Forrest Whitaker, you've got Daniel, the guy from Get Out. Do you know what I mean? You've got this huge cast. You've got then Martin Freeman, and you've got Andy Serkis as well as like supporting cast. And it's a really solid movie. To put it in a sort of certain terms as well, it's very Shakespearean in the way it's done, because it's about relationships between fathers and sons. So it is very, very well structured and very clever in that way. And it looks great on the screen. It's tremendous. You have the female characters are as strong, if not stronger, than the guys in this. So they make it great. And with Marvel movies, you have that superb comedic aspect to it. To be honest with you, you have the wig throwing in the casino. You have Claw saying, "Oh, if you like this, I'll give you the link to my SoundCloud mix," and everything like that. Andy Serkis is hilarious in this. There's a bit towards the end where they're smuggling. They're smuggling. They're smuggling. What's his face? The government agent into it, and they put a black balaclava on him so he doesn't look out of place as the only white guy there. That's a little joke that always cracks me up, to be honest with you. But this is not a film without flaws. I watched it, I enjoyed it, it was great, but you come away with it and thinking there's something not quite right with it. And the problem with this movie is your main character is Prince T'Challa, because there's nothing that he wants. There's no real line of development for him, to be honest with you. Everyone else in this story goes through a development change, a thing of learning, to be honest with you, apart from him, because he's the king and he's sort of like, I'm not the king, I am the king. I've got unresolved issues with my father. I'm going to change it. But there really isn't that much for him to do, apart from be there as a set dressing piece. It's more to do with the surrounding characters. And that is the biggest drawback with this movie. But it looks amazing. The sound is amazing. His sister, Shri, out this world, because she's the smartest one in this, and as you'll find out in Infinity War, spoiler alert, she's smarter than the smart people in that. And you have this amazing sort of jump between the past, the future. What happened in the past comes to bear. Not everything is great and rosy in the Garden of Wakanda, but it is. It does it in the right way that is not either condescending or patronizing, and it embraces what it is. And I think that's why it has resonated so well on so many levels. It does what it's supposed to do without making any sort of false promises or playing down to what you would think would become internet tropes. So it's a tremendously solid movie. The music is great, the action sequences are done good, the special effects are top notch. There's no stone to it left unturned, like Jake said, to be honest with you. There's such a wealth to be seen with it that you will probably get more on every time you rewatch it. But like I say, it's about fathers and sons. Killmonger is a great character. Michael B. Jordan, he's one of these guys who, he was in that ill-fated Fantastic Four, so he's already done, another Marvel movie, but he's played more than one character. But at least he redeemed himself on this. It's a shame Claude died. I would have liked Claude to have come back in some point in the future. And it's established Wakanda as a really good thing. The jokes are really good. Like I say, Boku as the leader on the mountain is like, now we're going to eat you. Oh no, I'm joking. We're all vegetarian. It plays to a certain degree on the audience's misconceptions of things as well, and makes light of it. But if you want to put it in the sense of empowerment, in the idea of representation, it does it so massively and effectively. And it is a very, very clever movie on that. But like you say, the biggest drawback about this is actually Prince T'Challa himself, because there really isn't any substance to him. He doesn't go anywhere. His story is really pedestrian. It's the people that are around him that do the most work. That's where I stand on it. It is a good movie. Does it deserve the acclaim that it's got? Yeah, to be honest with you, I think it has earned it. It really has earned it. And I hope as time goes on, they'll do more with T'Challa's character, because that is the biggest thing why I can't say I love this movie more than anything else. But all the surrounding characters are great. There's a good journey to it. Sadly, it's not his. This is actually Killmonger's journey than it is T'Challa's. There we go.
Let's go to favourite moments. Anybody got it? Any favourite
Can I-
moments they'd like to?
Can,
Yes, Lee.
can I just put it? Beef had mentioned, he said it was Shakespearean. You see, when I was watching it, I was thinking, Marvel is doing The Lion King. I got the feeling, instead of the uncle, it was the cousin, and stuff like that. He's taking over the throne and stuff like that, and also the music. The beginning of the music, I was expecting Elton John to sing "Circle of Life" or "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." It was that similar sort of music. Every time it started up, I thought, "Oh, it's the Lion King." So maybe that was a little nod to that. I don't know. Susan's going to go on.
Okay. I think it's because you just watched the other movie that he wrote the songs to. Road to El
Dorado.
No. Right, Susan. Next time you rewatch it, when the music starts up again, you'll think it's the Lion King beginning. It's just to me. I thought it was Marvel doing the Lion King. It's just similar sort of story. What my favourite bits did you want, Alid? I totally forgot what you asked for now.
Yes, favourite bits. Yes. What's your favourite bits? Have a look around.
Yeah, I did like. It has been mentioned. I did like the car chase. That was brilliantly done. Also, when Claw was in the British Museum in London, there was some funny scenes there. And the action sequences are brilliant. The fight scenes near the end, with Trab against Trab, it's just awesome. But as it's been said, it is Killmonger's story. And it is. I agree with what people have said. I have read reviews about it, and they're saying Killmonger is a brilliant character, and I've got to agree, he's a brilliant character. I was more interested in Killmonger than I was Black Panther, to be honest. And should the movie do that? Seeing as the movie's called Black Panther. But that's my opinion anyway. So over to you, Alid. What did you think of it, Alid? Anyway.
Oh, well, I thought it was enjoyable. I sat there, I watched it, it was on. I mean, there was nice effects. All these new films, they have great effects.
Yeah.
The acting, the chase scene, just...
What was your favourite character?
Oh, Black Panther.
Oh, you like Black Panther, do you?
Yes, definitely. I like Panthers. And I just thought... Yeah. I've seen Panthers at the zoo, and I just thought,
I'd never see you as a pussy guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got one. Do you want me to show you?
No, maybe later.
Thanks. I think the most natural scenes between it are the scenes between T'Challa and his sister, to be honest with you, because she just it's like having that younger sibling, to be honest with you. Yeah, when he arrives back at the start and everything like that, and said, "Oh, did he freeze?" and everything like that. There's in jokes between it. There's brother and sister, fighting and everything like that between us. You do get there's a nice sort of idea of playing with your preconceptions as well, that the world has this idea of Wakanda being a third world country, to be honest with you, completely isolationist but completely third world country, unadvanced and everything like that, when in all reality they're actually the most advanced equitable civilized nation on the globe, to be honest with you. And that they make this altruistic decision at the end of this to share all the stuff with it. It plays on preconceptions and does something with it, and that's why I think this movie does have the truck it does. It does something powerful that perhaps no other Marvel movie has done yet. I knew this was going to be a huge success because there hasn't been this level of involvement to a certain degree that you've had yet so far. You've got other black characters who are in the MCU or African American or which is like Falcon and everything like that, and they're sort of just by the book. But this one is unashamedly what it does, and that it embraces itself and is not afraid to say what it is, and it is. That's the good thing about this. The casino scene is great, to be honest with you, because it's like a sort of a dodgy deal that just goes wrong purely because of how he is and his own personal reaction. So it's pride pride and that brings about the plan going wrong. To be honest with you, and everyone else is just there. Yeah, everyone else has to sort of pick up the pieces. To be honest with you, it's left up to them to sort out the problem. And to a certain degree, Killmonger is as much a victim in this as any. Yeah, although he's the villain, he's a sympathetic villain because you get that idea to him at the end of it that he is sort of. As a kid, he's a victim of circumstance. As time goes on, he becomes a victim because he's exploited by the government because he wants to. He has this revenger mentality. And you do get a sort of redemption to him towards the end. So, you can always measure a film by the strength of your villain of the piece. And if you've got a strong villain, that's what makes for a good movie. And that is one thing this movie has probably done more than anything else. If you look at Doctor Strange, the villain of the movie isn't that great. It was a good movie. It's enjoyable, but by no means is it stellar. That's what it is. You always judge your hero movie by the strength of your villain. That's why James Bond has always traditionally worked so well. So that's why this is a good movie.
Anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah, my favorite bit was the end where the tribes are fighting. I thought that was really incredible, and there was a lot of tension, a lot of really super tense moments in that, and so that was my favorite bit. Alex?
Yeah, like I said, it does have a great cast. And they're all good actors, regardless of their race. It is a great ensemble cast for the most part, and that's what really should matter. If they're African or black, that's fine. And it's true, it's not condescending, which is good, or patronizing, which is also very good. I guess I wasn't a fan of the story per se, and I agree that Black Panther isn't exactly dynamic or charismatic, but maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe he's supposed to be a hero that isn't all bright and shiny. Not every hero has to be that way. But yeah, it has a good cast. It has a good villain. It probably, I don't know, I might have liked it a little bit different, or if the plot had been a little bit different. But again, at least it's a change. You're seeing different characters, always good. It's always good to have variety. It's always good to have strong female characters. And maybe they should have some movies with the characters that Beef talked about and the other characters. The sister, exactly. So maybe it's time to use that as a jumping off point. To have more variety. As much as I like superheroes and science fiction, it's getting a little samey, and I think they need to put in different characters and have movies with not the exact same character.
Anyone else want to say anything? No? Not it? No, let's go to final say and score. Let's start off with Stephen Price, since he hasn't spoken a while.
Yeah, we were at the bits where the fighting scenes, so that was awesome. I give it 8.25 out of 10.
Okay, thanks for that, Stephen. Let's go to Brian.
All right. So,
is it going to be higher or lower than 8.25 to 10?
Well, I think I might give this movie a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Wakanda. Oh.
That was totally unnecessary. Let's go to Susan and Alex. Alex, please, just the score. Just the score. We don't go. We've heard the review.
Okay, because I want to see more of Black Panther and his sister, I'll give it a 8 out of 10, and I want to see more African stories as a whole throughout the whole motion picture industry. I mean, I loved Out of Africa, but we need more Africa-centered stories. Just my humble opinion.
Yeah, as I said before, more variety, more female characters, strong female characters. That's what everybody's claiming, so let's follow through. This movie has made $1 billion, if not more, so somebody likes it. So I'd have to give it a 9. Not that I like everything about the movie, but also for variety's sake, and because it has a really good cast that has acting chops, and because it has strong female characters. I think it's time to have a little bit more variety that everybody claims they want, but I want to see more than just one movie a year.
Good point.
Can't give anything a 10. Let's go to Beefhead.
As a benchmark, as a line in the sand, as a totem pole, it is the weight that this movie carries is immeasurable, and it does it effectively. But it's how you solve a problem like T'Challa, really. Jake made some very poignant points that I think resonate in how I feel about this movie. But it's not perfect, but it's the best that I could really anticipate for this, and it does it effectively. For me, it's going to be a 9 out of 10 because you come away with it not with a bad feeling. You come away with it with a good feeling, and I don't if anything, as an audience, if you watched it, when you watch it in the theaters, there's no barriers. There's no like them, us, or anything like that. And that's the power of cinema, and that's the power of good story. And they've done that effectively. So it is a very, very hearty 9 out of 10. If they did something better with T'Challa, which maybe they will do in the future, then it would merit a 10. But for him, he's the most pedestrian thing about it. Everything else is 100% 10 out of 10. And that's what pulls it down.
And let's go to Jake.
Well,
It's your score, Jake, for the whole film now.
I have to agree with what everyone said about the film.
I thought you would.
It was a really good film, but as I said earlier, what really makes it good is all the cinematic stuff, and Andy Serkis was phenomenal in it. I agree with what Beef said, he should be in it more. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 as well. I really enjoyed this one. Would watch.
That's a very balanced score, I think.
Let's go to Lee, since he's the only one left. We have to go to him. He's the leader.
What was it? I enjoyed it. Maybe for me, it didn't live up to the hype. Maybe I was expecting, got my hopes up too high. I'm going to give it an 8. So it's not a bad score, is it?
No, 8's fair. And I'm going to give it an 8 as well, because I think an 8's what it deserves. It's a pretty good film for what it is. It's not the best film, and I'm not that keen on Marvel. And I haven't watched it, but I'm going to give it an 8 anyway, because I think that's what it deserves. Tell us below, do you like this film or don't you like this film? And hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all our videos like this on loads of different films. We review everything, films, TV shows. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Look after yourself. Take care. We will
Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Exactly. And we will
Wakanda
see you
forever.
next time.